Hello! Welcome to another recap video. So last session was all about us just basically being a whole bunch of murder hobos and just committing what can only be described as mass genocide upon the drow inhabiting the 10th floor of the Undermountain. And this session, well, it was definitely the other side of the coin. It was the cooling yin to the raging yang of last session, because this time we were not murder hobos, to say the least. No. We were cowards. We were Scooby Dooing our way through the next few rooms of the floor, basically running from any combat we came across, and boy did we come across a lot of combat because this floor is full of monsters. Basically, our party was down 2 members in this last session, so we were only basically myself, which is a warlock. Then we had our frog boy rogue, and we had a bard. Not exactly the tankiest of teams, and this is compounded by the fact then that our rogue boy doesn't have a magical weapon. No, in fact he only can do non-magical piercing damage and poison damage, which is a problem when the next few rooms you come across are filled with monsters that are undead and therefore immune to non-magical piercing damage and poison damage. So we realized very quickly that we weren't just going to be able to kind of hack and slash our way through this. We were going to have to run away instead. So I won't go blow by blow of every single fight because there were a lot of them in this session. The first one though, we managed to escape from. Basically, Mama Leota, the drow in our party, she pulled out the candle of invocation that we got from the 8th floor, I think it was, and she lit it. I mean, could be argued it's a bit of a waste of a candle of invocation, but she lit it in order to set off the gate spell, which is one of its features. Basically what she did is she created a gate underneath the monster that was attacking us, and then right above the monster's head. Kind of like if you imagine in Portal, and then the monster was just for like a minute, which then of course gave us the time to escape. So we went into the next room. There we discovered 3 kind of shambling undead mounds, kind of these monstrosities. Again, we tried to run away. Mama Leota cast darkness to allow us to escape, but wouldn't you know, these monsters have blind sight, and so they didn't care that it was dark. They attacked us. Myself, they engulfed, because that's something they can do. And so Mama Leota basically turned me into a giant crab, like a humongous monstrosity of a crab. And my character loved it, because as you know, he serves Klabu, who is a kind of water god to the Kuatoa. Kind of formless what he is really, because, you know, he doesn't really exist. But anyway, he felt that in that moment, Klabu gave him this blessing and he transformed him into this giant crab, and then he was able to, of course, escape from the being engulfed and was able to tank a lot of the hits, and it was enough that we were able to then take down those monsters and escape. And then, so, you know, my character's loving life. He's thinking, my gosh, my god is blessing me. Have you seen that? I was a giant crab. And Mama Leota's just like, yes, your god is truly mighty. Yes, indeed. We then ended up in a ballroom where we found 2 large mutilated drow. They're obviously the recipients of some sort of magical experiments, and they were just kind of shambling towards us like, and because my character's an idiot and I thought it would be funny, he just steps straight forwards and he's just like, hello, we are looking for some monstrosities. Do you know where we might find them? And of course they just attack us, and I'm just like, I don't think they know the answer to my question. There's no need to be rude, I'm just asking nicely. But anyway, so we attacked the monsters, we took them down. During that fight, Mama Leota blessed me again by turning me invisible. So we kind of came out of that with my character basically like under the impression, I mean, obviously like rules as written, you know when someone has cast a spell on you. It says like, you know, you're aware that someone is casting a spell and you can resist it if you want to and blah, blah, blah. But we're hand waving that away and we're just saying, because it's funny roleplay, all of these things, my character is fully convinced these are the blessings of his god Klabu. And it's like, truly we are blessed by Klabu. Yes, we do not have two of the members in our party today, but it does not matter, for we have God himself on our sides. Let us go forth and take down these monsters. And we're just... and everyone's just like, yeah, go on, off you go. And I was like, I will take points and go first in this party. Ah, look, some monsters. Maybe they know where we can find this monstrosity. So I'm just like going through floor to floor, room to room, just asking everything that we come across if they know where Mural might be. Obviously, Mural is the kind of boss of this floor. If you want to use video game vernacular, he is basically the guy that we've been asked to take down by the drow. And so he is this like gigantic scorpion man. He's a monstrosity. And so I'm just like walking around from room to room going like, hello, have you seen any monstrosities walking around? And of course, everything that we're facing is a monstrosity. But it's hilarious because my character just doesn't know any better, really. Yeah, so that's kind of the session. I mean, along the way, the the DM kind of decided to throw the frog boy a bit of a bone, and he was like, "How can you not have a magical weapon at this point? Like, why do you not have a magical weapon?" It's like, I don't know, I took the portable hole instead. It was more flavorful. Okay, fine, whatever. So he said at one point we were like looking inside some fireplaces, and we found a brick that was like loose, and we found some loot and stuff in there. But he's like, you know that brick? It's a +1 brick. It's a +1 magical brick. And so he just ties it to the end of a string, and he's like swinging it around like a morning star. And it's now that's now his weapon. He does obviously it's like 1d4 plus your strength modifier bludgeoning damage, I guess. But it's a finesse weapon. It's a finesse brick, and you can throw it because it's a brick. So there we go. That's his weapon now. He's armed with a magical brick. So next session, I'm hoping that we're going to have a full party. We're going to have everyone back at the table, and I think then we will take on Mural, and hopefully we'll be strong enough, because let me tell you, he's not messing around. We actually saw during this session one of Mural's victims. He was like a dwarf who was completely like skeletal from the head down. His head was still there and he was alive, but like all of his skin had been removed, and he was just like not skeletal, sorry, you could just see his musculature and his organs on display. And as we went over to investigate, we realized that basically there was a wall of force around him that was holding everything together, almost like cling film, you know? And that was the only thing that was keeping him alive right now. If you remove the wall of force, he would just fall apart. And we were led to believe that that was from Mural, you know? So that's the sort of thing that he does. It's pretty clear that the way that he attacks, he creates monstrosities like these two drow that we found. He obviously casts Wall of Force to kind of separate people off from each other, get inside, kind of microwave you while you're in your Wall of Force, get out. Someone else then gets isolated, he goes inside, he kills you off, and he basically picks off people one by one. So we need to have a strategy in advance, I think, that will enable us to not allow that to happen. My character does have Counterspell. That will work twice, because I've got 2 spell slots as a warlock. Beyond that, we are definitely going to need to have a more long-term strategy in place. Something that we can maybe do back on him. Hey, you know what? Maybe we could do Wall on Force on him instead. Ah, yes. The hunted becomes the huntee. Anyway, that's basically the session. It was really short in the sense that we only really went through 3 or 4 rooms, and we spent most of those just being like Scooby Doo and just like running away. Yoinks! But you know, it was fun. There was a lot of fun role play. I was a giant crab, then I was invisible. I was blessed by my god. It's amazing. And you know, the +1 brick was truly a moment. Yes. So anyway, until next time, take care. Have a great rest of the week, and I will see you soon. Like, favorite, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Comment down below. Love to hear what are your funny character moments from your own campaigns. Take care.